and welcome into Getting Help from Uncle Sam. And this truly is Getting Help from Uncle Sam because we need to have help for our state at the United States level, at the national level, and of course, on the 3rd of March, 2020, we're going to be electing a Republican representative that will be in the race for U.S. Senate. Today I have with me Coach Tommy Tuberville. Coach, welcome aboard again, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Good
Thank
to see you.
Thank you.
And, you're looking for a job that most people say, ooh, do I want to get up there and have to rub elbows with all those? It seems like nothing's happening in Washington. Hopefully you know why, but it used to be years ago, this was a Republican, this was a Democrat. They would argue, but maybe they'd go and have a beer together.
Right.
No, they're nowhere near each other anymore.
Used to, we were all Americans.
Yes.
Now this is kind of an
key point.
This is an individual sport. I kind of
Yep.
compare it to athletics.
Yes.
Being in sports all the time, I understand about teamwork. When I started looking at this job, Jack, I looked and started talking to people, and people are sick and tired of career politicians.
Yes.
And I've actually had a job for 40 years. People ask me, well, how are you qualified for this? Well, I've dealt with budgets. I've had people that work for me. I know how to win. I've dealt with drug problems, mental health problems. I've traveled in education in our schools all over this state and all over the country. Career politicians haven't done that. They sit behind a desk, they read a book. I've actually qualified because I've seen it firsthand. I've been in rich homes, poor homes, middle class homes, and a lot of people in this country are hurting. And I decided to run because I'm not a politician. I've actually got some common sense. I believe that the big thing that we have to do in Washington, as you said, we have to have leadership. We have to build trust. We have to have teamwork, and we got to have communication. And what better than a coach to go up there and try to pull some people from the left, more close to the middle, where we can get something done. They're not even talking to each other right now, and rightly so. If they're going to stay as far left as they are right now, I don't see how that we're going to get anything done in Congress.
And you said a key word. I mean, we all have to realize the fact we're here for America, not for this party and not for that party.
Right.
And it's even to the point where the laws don't mean anything to them up there.
Well, and it's not their money they're spending.
Absolutely.
And we send them, $5 trillion a year, and they seem to like to run out of it real quick, and well, we need another trillion. We need to add to that, and our deficit is just out of sight. We elected a president 3 years ago in Donald J. Trump, and he's an outsider. He wants to change things, and that swamp is swirling around up there, and not just Democrat, but Republicans saying, hey, we're going to reject this guy. What they're trying to do is they're trying to run the clock out on him. The Democrats are trying to run the clock out on him, trying to get to the next election where they can hopefully beat him. That ain't going to happen.
Right.
We've got to get Donald Trump reelected. We got to turn him loose on the swamp, and I put it like this. We got to send people like me to Washington that will help take that stick out of his hand and give him a baseball bat and start swinging. Because if we don't do that, Jack, we're going to lose this country. This country is on thin ice, as we call it. But with Donald Trump, I tell you, if we just give him the opportunity, like we voted to do for the last 4 years, give him the opportunity of 4 more years, we can get this country back on the right track.
And obviously, thank God they're taking the Attorney General and letting him do the work he's supposed to do as the chief investigator, chief law enforcement officer. Let's make sure that laws are not being broken.
Exactly. There's a double standard in this country.
Yes.
And we know that there's going to be there are investigations right now by this Attorney General, and he's going after everybody, whether it's Republican or Democrat. He's going to hopefully come out and say, listen, this is what happened. This is what we got to fix. These people are going to jail. Where we, the American people, look and say, we're all on the same page. There's not a double standard. But right now, as just a citizen, you and I, we look at it going, now how can these people get by with this? And if we get a parking ticket, we might end up in jail if we don't pay it.
That's right.
So the double standard of the people in this country are sick and tired of it. I want to go help stop that double standard as a senator from this state and help the people of this state understand why and when we're going to get on a better track.
And that's the important thing, the better track.
Right.
Because like you say, if we're not going this way, we're going to be going that way.
Yeah.
And we're going that way in a heartbeat.
Exactly. And, as I've been running, I've noticed, I'm an outsider, only one in this group that I'm running against, and I'm starting feeling the fangs from the swamp coming after me. Not just Democrat, but Republican. Because they want to keep control. The swamp can't have people like Donald Trump or Tommy Tuberville in Washington, D.C., because we're going to vote for the people, not for special interest.
Yeah,
we can't be bought.
That's the way
we can't be bought. We have got to fight.
And and a lot of these career politicians, they get in there, they come in, their net worth is this. When they get out, it's God only knows.
I'm a politician's worst nightmare. I tell people this. I don't need this job. I want it.
Right.
I don't need the money. I'm not taking the paycheck. I'm giving the money back to the veterans of the state of Alabama. What an idea, right?
Amen.
And I ain't going to be politically correct. I'm going to go say it how it is. I'm going to speak for the people of Alabama and take a different attitude to Washington, D.C. and try to get people on that same track. Get away from, hobnobbing and act like it's a big club. Start working for the American people.
Okay, well, thank you so much, and thank you for jumping in and doing this.
Thank you, Jack.
I know that
Thank
you should be at a time you say, let me enjoy a little bit more golf or something like this, and you're going to jump into that. Well, just remember this, the election is on the 3rd of March, 2020. Make sure that you do your homework, learn about the different candidates. This is a very important race, probably one of the most important we'll face as Americans, and we'll be right back right after this.